Hi everyone, Messicoda back again with another asset store review. This time I'm playing about with PolyWorld Woodland Low Poly Toolkit from Quantum Theory. It normally is $50 on the Unity asset store. It's currently May Madness. Hopefully you're watching this in May because it ends on the 14th of May. You can get 50% off. This is $25 on the Unity asset store. It is not just an asset pack where you get a load of low poly trees and rocks and things. It's actually a toolkit for you to convert your terrains and your models into this low poly style. You see this terrain, this was a Unity generated terrain that's been converted to this low poly style. You can even see the LEDs kicking as I walk around. Now, I'll be playing about with making my own terrain using Gaia and also be spawning in a load of these trees and models that we get from the PolyWorld into my own terrain, and I'll even convert some speed tree and also other assets into a low poly style to see how we get on. And then at the end I'll throw it all together in a scene and I'll run around with no clothes on and we'll see what it's like. So sit back, enjoy, and I'll see you all in a second. Hi everyone, Messicoda now inside Unity playing about with PolyWorld Woodland Low Poly Toolkit from Quantum Theory. I've imported in the project, and I've got the Gaia in my project as well, and I've got the demo scene loaded up. This normally is $50 on the Unity asset store. Happy to say that May Madness is upon us until the 14th of May, and it's 50% off at $25. What is this pack? I originally thought this pack was just a collection of low poly assets, but it's not. It's actually a toolkit that will help you convert your normal Unity worlds into a low poly look. If we look over here, it's an odd little badger just sitting here. So I've got a normal Unity terrain peeking through here. So I'm not sure if that is an error with the demo scene, if that's supposed to be there. Let's turn that off because that's a little bit off-putting, a little bit odd there. Okay, that's better. No more weird looking things floating about. Maybe it's there for us to play about and convert it ourselves with the tool. So what, should we add one on there? Let's convert that. Let's just do it. Let's see what happens. Here's our terrain. We've got it on here. I'm going to add here material. Let's say woodland material. We don't want it to be too detailed, so let's kick this up to, there we go, and click on update. Let's see, I'm gonna select a folder to stick it in, and I'm gonna say make a new one, and it's gonna be test. I'm not done this. Let's click play. What's happening? That's very quick indeed. We're just going to convert this silly looking Unity terrain into a low poly one using the PolyWorld tool. Let's see what happens. Drink a cup of tea. I'll tell you a little bit more about what we get. Now this is version 2, it says, and the terrain generation has been completely rewritten by Quantum Theory. You can see it's actually quite fast. We've got here, create your world using the familiar Unity terrain tools, heightfields, paint infinite terrain textures, and convert them to a low poly PolyWorld terrain. That says what we've done. And then if we go here and we turn off the source terrain, now we can just see, bang, it's done it, and it fits in with the rest of the world. That was very quick and very easy to use. Not only can we convert our terrain, he's also got a tool here, PolyWorld Mesh Converter. If I try and pop this out, come on Unity, let me pop, there you go, popped it out. You see this little window, I can click on a prefab and then it will ask me to convert this prefab into a low poly mesh as well. Not as much control as you have on the terrain on this little tool here. So I can't say, okay, I want it to be very detailed or less detailed. You've got brighten by colour and blur. Blur is nice if you want to be able to just not have a load of textures to be choppy looking texture on there, or blur it all together. Doesn't seem to change the mesh though, so it's not like you're smoothing out the facets and reducing the number of verts that you need. What do we get in this pack? We get 14 faceted skyboxes, and if we pop over to PolyWorld Skies, you'll see what I mean. Here they are. So basically, very pixely looking skyboxes. If we look up to the sky, there they are. That's the sky up there. Isn't that nice? Let's go over to here. So we've got the sky faceted, and it looks, looks alright. Looks okay. It's, would I choose that one? Well, what's this one like? Interesting. Bit brighter, bluier, stormier. It's a bit too busy. It's a bit too busy for me. It's a little bit too busy. I think these light ones work better because it's so flat here and only goes busy further up. But when you look at these darker ones, it's busy all the way. I don't know. Is it just? It could just be me. Could just be me. That's a little bit too busy for me. If I click play and we look up in the sky, I go, yeah, it works, but I don't know. It just draws too much of my attention to it. I would like it to be flatter. Doesn't need to be so faceted. So that's just me. That's because everyone is entitled to their own little opinions. At the end of the day, aren't we all? We're all special human beings that make us wonderful. And if everyone had the same opinions, then life would be boring. What else do we get in this pack? We get some walls. I'm gonna say okay. We've got some walls. That's nice. Bit of broken wall there. I'm surprised to say that there's not that much in the world of grass, plants. Actually, nothing. When I go to foliage, nothing for plants and grass in this pack. I've got trees, stumps, a dead tree. Flooring, I've got some steps, like rocky steps and wooden steps. Architecture, we've got a lot of buildings we can throw about our town. This is the most interesting one, where we've got the bricks here. And you see here, very plain, very flat, and then we've got a little bit of detail. So don't expect Cinti Studios quality buildings, because with Cinti's he just puts a lot of detail on his buildings, but that, increases the poly count, the vert count on them drastically. This is the most interesting building you've got here with these little plant life all over it. But we're going to take a walk around the town and see what's going on. So we got a lot of shop signs as well. Don't ask me why, but there's a lot of them. There's a lot of shop signs here. And if I click on play, we're going to go boom. And it says that it's good for mobile and demo. With the conversion tool, I'm not too sure if it is or not, because of how high polys we're making, how we're converting our models. Now, that actually looks nice. It looks nicer as I'm close up to it, but it's still a little bit plain. Still a little bit plain. The rocks, though, if we go back into the folder, I didn't show you the props. The rocks are really well optimized. If we pop over here, we can see Mr. Rockies. We've got 198 verts, 180, 198, 198. So these are nice. I like these. What else have we got here? We've got a load of chests for some reason. We've got a load of chests, and you can open these chests. Tops are separate. So that's nice. You can put a little script here. We've got some lights. We've even got a little cart, a low poly cart to play about with. So not a huge selection of props that you get in this pack. It's more about the conversion that you really get. Because if you're looking at it, $50, you don't get a huge variety of models, but you get the ability to convert any other model into a low poly. And that's where the magic lies in this pack. And he's done that with this terrain. This terrain is a Unity terrain that he's converted using his tool. Interesting. These are, I'm going to guess, are the fruit on these bushes. blueberries and stuff. Interesting. Works, doesn't it? Interesting way of doing it, rather than having them actually come out. So you've got these plants, potted plants, we've got root trees going down into the ground. Here, a dead tree. This is one we looked at earlier where we said this most interesting with all the vines and the plant life coming out of the bushes onto the building. And there's a sign phone on there. Windows look good. I like that. I like the way they've done the frosted glass on the window. That faceted look. Can I guess that this is water? It's not moving though. Could just be tiles, but. And here we've got our wibbly wobbly water going on. If we pause and we go over here, you can see that we've got here this water-based mesh material, and it's the PolyWorld surface noise. And we can change the intensity, the speed. Let's change that to crazy. Look at that, wibbly wobbly, wibbly wobbly, wibbly wobbly. Put that back down. And if you look at the mesh, you can see that it's here. The mesh is coming down this waterfall. Doesn't work like a real waterfall. Like the movement of the water should be coming down here, splashing down. So you would need to add some kind of effect here for the water coming down. It does remind me of the pack that we get from Cincy Studios, where it has a waterfall and the movement of water kind of works a bit better. Now this is, it's nice. You've got wibbly wobbly water going on, so you can apply this to anything really. It's this surface noise. Works well for here, for this flat lake here. It just doesn't work well for movement of water coming down here. So that's not sure what you would do. Is anyone even going to notice that in your game if you put in some here frothing water going on? They might be able to trick that into working. Little tricks to optimize your game. Okay, let's carry on having a play about. Oh, zapped through. So this is our demo world that you get, and we've got a bridge. The lights, they look pretty. And if I pop in, you know what I want to do, don't you? You know what I want to do. I want to turn off the fly cam, turn on the little walkie around man, and see if we can bosh into things. So first, run into this wall. Yep, we've got colliders on everything. And that's the other nice thing about this tool, that when you're converting your terrains, it actually sorts out the colliders as well. So we've got the terrain colliders, you've got mesh colliders. Okay, oh, we're going through the tree. These don't. Not everything has a collider, it seems. Not everything does. What about? Yep, fences do. So the bark of the tree does, but the green, the green leaves don't. Let's go across the bridge. Is there a troll under the bridge? Bridge looks lovely. I like this. I love this texture on the bridge. I think that looks really well. $50. If I was going to buy this, $50 just for the assets itself, the prefabs, the models, I would be extremely disappointed. $25 for these prefabs, I think, is a better price. But now we're talking about the tool itself. So the tool itself, to be able to convert all of these, I think $50 is a great price to be able to convert any model that you want into a low poly. Now it's on sale, $25. For me, it's a no-brainer. Well, we've got a cave here. Have we got any? Oh, we've got colliders on the walls. Good, good, good. What's this like? We've got a cave system. And that cave sits inside. Oh, that's interesting. There, look. These meshes sit inside the terrain. Carved through. Because this is, at the end of the day, converted into a mesh. So you can... Oh dear. Bomb, it goes head through. Let's play about with making a terrain ourselves from scratch. And to do that, I've imported in Gaia. So I'm just going to create myself a blank world here. I'm going to go to my Gaia manager. I'm going to go to create terrain and show stamper. And I'm going to create my spawners. And if I pop over to my inspector and I pop over to the session manager, I'm going to say random terrain generator, and I'm going to set my sea level to 10 just because I'm crazy like that, and I'm going to add my stamps. And then after it's done its magic, I'm going to click play session, and I'm just going to create a quick world, and then we're going to add some textures because yeah, I was naughty. I changed my sea level. That's how I roll. Crazy sea level man. And there you go. We've got our big world that we've created. Now if I pop over to my environment and I click on the paintbrush, in the examples he tells us change these into big so that you've got a lot of detail going on. So you've got massive variations rather than little changes here that you wouldn't really notice when you're converting it to facets, and then you'll get loads of changes going on, like facets between them. So you want to have big, let's do that to 200, really big ones. And then tell you what else I'm going to do. I'm just going to go crazy and chuck in some of these brush sizes. Go whoa, crazy like that, just to throw in, see what's going to happen like that. And then we're going to put some things like this, and oh, green ones in there. That's just freaky. Look at that, bizarre, really is. Now obviously can play about with this. I'm going to make a few test levels in Gaia just to muck about. I'm not really happy with this demo scene that we've created, so I'll create another one, but I just want to show you in 2 seconds we can add back in this PolyWorld here, and obviously I want to put that back up high. I'm going to put this quad multiplier back high because we're only going to create 64 meshes here. It's a quad size 4x4, chunk size 256 by 256. And I'm clicking on update all, and it's going to now make me my low poly world. How long is it going to take? We got to change the name of it. No, it's got a new name. It doesn't like the fact that it's a name. Why is it? Come on. Oh, please, hang on. What's this? Please specify material. I forgot to specify material. Thank you for the error. Actually gave me an error and I didn't bother reading it. So we'll add a material in there. Here we go. Now it's got woodland material. God, didn't even bother reading it. And then we go, click, converted, test. Select the folder. And now we'll do its conversion. Oh, like magic, we've got a little pop-up, click OK, boom, and we can turn off the source, we can turn off that one, there we go. And if I go back to my Gaia manager, and I click on create our fancy stuff, and I'm going to go and turn off this UI, because it just annoys me. And I'll tell you what else we're going to do. We're going to go to our lighting over here, and I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to choose, here we go, this light, this one here. Okay, and then if I click back on here, generate our lighting, save our scene. Okay, let's save the scene, and come on, you can do it. Oh, it's doing it. I thought Unity was about to crash. Alright, now if I click play, we've got our low poly world that we've created with Gaia. Very quick, very easy. We've got our faceted sky. I'm not sure what's going over there in the distance then with that faceted sky. We should obviously put something on the horizon. does look really nice. It does look, it works well, doesn't it? It works really well. I like it. I really do like it. That was so quick. I think, you know, that in itself is well worth the price of admission. And I prefer this look. It's even here, the flat area here, where it's got all the different little colours and the facets popping in. I prefer this so much, that completely flat look. I find that flat, low poly terrain that people use when they're putting together scenes so boring. I think this looks great. It really does. I really like that. Wow. That works really well. I really do. I think that looks beautiful. That looks nice. I'm chuffed, very chuffed with that. Now if we pop into third-party samplers, we go into, where are you? We go into third-party samplers, here we go. There it is. So we've got 3D Forge stuff. If we go into the prefabs, we've got lovely houses. And if we go to the Moto PolyWorld, we've got our rocks. If we go over here into the prefabs, you can see we've got these rocks. So look at these rocks. They are very pretty, very lovely rocks, but problem about these rocks, let's make that, wow, look at the size of that one. Problem about them is they are quite detailed and the textures are very busy. I'm a little bit worried about how this is going to get picked up by this tool, because it seems like these poly converters are using all this detail on the texture to make the faceted look, as you'd expect. So if we go over here to our windows and we go to Quantum Theory, PolyWorld Mesh Converter. Here's our Mesh Converter tool, and we've got our rock. Let's choose the big one here, number 2. And this number 2, if we pop over to here, go to the inspector and we click on him, how big are we looking? 2247 verts, and this one is 1000, and this lot is 526. So the most that we've got in our original is 2200 verts with 3000 odd tries. When we convert it, and let's stick a folder, and I'm going to say stick it in my converted folder, and we've got the suffix that we're using, the faceted, override exported data, fine, combine our submeshes. Okay, I'm not sure how that's going to work for the LOD, but we'll convert to a PolyWorld mesh and we'll see what happens. Okay, that was very quick indeed. Let's go over to our converted folder. Here it is. Oh, the LODs are still preserved. And what are we looking here? 9,500! Ow! Oh my word. Look, 1, 0, 1, and then 2. Okay. Odd that we got the names a bit odded up. So we went from 9,000, I'm going to say there's a massive drop, 9,000 to 1. Oh, 9,000 down to 3.5, down to 1 and a bit. But that's still massive. So suppose we could, let's just drop that in, put it next to it. Oh wow. Oh wow, look at that. Let's chuck this in here and rotate it to be, oh, wrong way. Rotate it to be 180. 270. There we go. And obviously you need to chuck in our material. How's it looking? I actually prefer this one. I prefer this low lodded version. There's the original. This is, it does look interesting. I have to say, it does look interesting the way they've done it. So, but my word, that's a lot going on there. That is a lot going on there. And let's just have a look at this one. Let's have a look at this one. What's this one like? Yeah, let's chuck in that material. This is in between 3.5. So out of the three, I think this is the best one out of the three. But still, that's a lot. I'm not sure this is the best tool out there for converting your meshes into low poly looks. It was very quick. I don't have that much control over it. Not that much control over it, to be honest. But wow. Okay. Let's try this one here. Let's try this one. See what this one's going to be like. Convert you as well. Whoop. Now I would actually make a folder for each of these, because now things are getting a little bit messy in here. Pardon the pun. So if we chuck you in, wow. Wow. This is 17,000, 4.5, and then just under 2. Wow. Okay. Wow, that's just nuts. That is crazy. That is crazy. Wow. Okay. That is crazy. Look at it. I mean, it does look interesting, but wow, that's pretty damn big. Especially as we went from how much did we go from this? Where was he? He was, the most he had was 3,900. We went from 3,900 all the way up to 17,316. Oh wow. Wow. Okay. That's a lot. See that even as I come out here, the lot. That's fine. That there, but even that's big. Even that's big. But oh my word. Oh my word. And we compare this to, if we go to the Cinti folder, which, I mean, interesting that we've got this here. So, and we chuck in some hand sculpted Cinti rocks next to them. We've got, and here, we need a color. We need to use a color changer, like from RR Freelance, so we can change these colors very easily inside Unity, rather than having to play about with the textures. But comparing these, okay, comparing these together here. If we go back to my converted, and we'll chuck in the lowest one that we've got, which is this fellow here, and we'll add, it was the, which one is it? Rock 2? Rock Lobster! Hello, Biscuit! Biscuit's wanting to go outside. I think they're the same texture materials anyway. So, if you compare them, the way this is sculpted here does feel like, yeah, this one just feels a little bit more pleasing on the eye. Here you could say, hey, this is realistic erosion of a rock here. But still, let's put this second one on. I think you're never going to get a better look than hand sculpted low poly. For a very quick push of a button, this was good. How usable is it when it's churning out such high poly meshes? I'm not too sure. And we're going to have to play about with some other assets on the asset store. Converting my terrain was a joy. Converting these a little bit more worrying. But it was very quick and easy. Very quick and easy. Let's do, should we go crazy? Should we do a tree? Let's go crazy and do a tree. Plant textures. No, where's our trees? Come on, there's got to be a tree somewhere. prefabs. It's got to be a tree. So we have a look at tree. Okay, these are low poly trees. Whose are these? These are quantum theory trees that we're getting. This is a Sinti tree. This is going to be interesting. Compare a Sinti tree to a tree that you get from the foliage. Here we go. So this is a quantum theory tree next to a Sinti tree. Now I always think that Sinti is a standard, the main standard of low poly stuff that you're looking for. So how does quantum theories stack up? Actually I can't really tell the difference. They work really well together, to be fair. Let's re-import. That actually looks really good together. Let's go over here and back into a Sinti tree. How do they look? That actually looks alright. I ignore the shoddy lighting. Let's go over here. The sun's shining. But wow, that you can really tell which one's which. Wait, which one is it? Is this? Yeah, this is the Sinti one. Here we got the shapes going here with a branch. Wow. Okay. Tree-wise, the trees you get with the PolyWorld stuff, I'm really impressed. Really impressed. And if we go over to props here, again, re-import. Thank you, Unity, for being fantastic. His boulders that we get, you get some pre-made boulders. What are we looking here? On the mesh count on his pre-made boulder. 198. See, his. These are what you're looking at. These are what you want. 190, 180 verts for your low poly boulders and rocks. That is the kind of numbers you're looking at. That is what you want. Not 16,000. Not 16,000. Wow. Okay. That's interesting. There you go. Make your textures very simple on your rocks, and when you convert them, should be a lot easier, a lot lower. Now I'm gonna go crazy. Here. We're gonna chuck in this. Right, this is crazy now. I'm gonna do it. Convert. What do you reckon? Let's see what happens. I've been nervous. It's done it. That was very quick. Very quick indeed. Wow, that looks really good. Oh my word. I'm actually really impressed. That looks really, really nice. That looks fantastic. That really does. But what are we looking at here? 10,000, 3,000, 1,400. That looks really nice. I want to chuck in the 1,400, and how does that one? Even that looks great. That looks really. I prefer that. Oh look. Okay, we've got some little bit oddness going on there, but that's interesting. That happy little accent makes it look different, doesn't it? Oh wow, that was so quick. Converted a speed tree into a low poly tree. Oh, now that was nice. Now if we pop back over to this little fellow and select 2,200, 700 and 384. We went from 384 to 1,000 odd. I think if we could break this one down even further, that would be great. Are we one-sided? One thing I've noticed, I can see through them. So, yeah, okay. That's one thing I'm noticing on. I can see through. It's one-sided as it converted that tree. A bit odd. You see that? Now as I rotate, there we go, vanishing, and I can go see right through them rather than having those dropping down. Same on, yeah, same on the higher res one, which is odd for that massive poly count. You have to stick on a two-sided material on there. Well, you don't want that because that costs you as well. But why it's a bit odd, I've got to drop a message down to the developer to see why that happened. Have I done something wrong when I was doing the converting? But from that look there, that looks lovely. A lot of strange little nuances that we need to learn how to use this tool. I suppose, you know, it's mainly made for things like this, big bushy trees, not leaves and branches that are just hanging down like that. That's impressive though. Talking about, so let's try one more. Let's try this one, which is a big bushy one. Look how big and bushy that is. Now how's this one going to convert? This is going to be interesting. Let's do this. Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. Isn't this exciting? Now, okay, see that it's not, because it's taking these and it's converting that, you're never going to get this kind of low poly look. It's interesting though the way that you can chuck them in. So that makes for an interesting low poly tree. I'm going to guess that this is 1,000,000 verts. Oh no, only 21,000. Wonder what it's like to convert a 3D Forge building. So here's a 3D Forge building. Should we go crazy? Convert. Let's see what happens. How long is that going to take? Oh, very quick. It's very quick on the conversion tool. Very quick. And the only thing that is converted is the step? What? Did I have... What? Ah. Because of the combine the submeshes. Maybe if you turn off combined submeshes. We try that again. Okay. That was weird. Alright, click OK. Nope. Nope, it's not liking it, is it? Don't know what on earth that's supposed to be. And let's try that again. What if we... Oh, that's very odd. What if I delete this? Okay, broken the prefab. Now, if I just chuck this in here, okay, here's my new prefab, and convert you. Come on, come on, build me a house. There we go. So I didn't like the fact that it had that step. So we put this house in here, and we chuck this one in here. There we go. Here they are, side by side. Well, technically it is low poly. It is low poly. Do I like it? Honestly, I have to say, I'm not too sure. Mainly the tiles and the roof, a little bit odd. Okay, and if we compare this one, to, let's go over here and back into the architecture. We compare this to his one. See, the roof doesn't have a load of detail on it, so it's possibly, I think it works better. I think, yeah, you need to, before you convert, lesson we're learning from this is before you convert your model, make sure that you get your textures in a way that would be best suited for the conversion process. So if I was going to go back to this 3D Forge house here, let's go back to the prefab that we made. So if we're going to go back to here, I would change the texture on the roof, instead of being these tiles, to being a flat texture on the roof, and then convert it, and then I wouldn't have this effect going on here. That's what I would do. We've also got this blur. I could say smooth and full. Let's go with full. I'm going to convert, I'm going to call this one Faceted 2. Okay, let's stick in the converted folder and click convert. Should be a second one up here. Boom, there we go. Here's the second one. Okay, so now if I delete this and drag in this one here, so this has got the blur. Okay, does that one look better to us? I think it does. I think that looks a lot better than this one does, because it's blurred it all. I think that one does look a lot better. And what are we looking here? 8,712 verts. So it's the same. Mesh is the same, it's just the texture's been blurred out. I prefer this one. So use the blur. I think that one looks a lot better than this one. But still, I would tend to go with something that's made specifically for the low poly look. But again, very quick. It took one click of a button. We just played about with one of the settings, putting blur to full to get a completely different look between the two of them. Now, well, you don't get plants, you don't get flowers with the PolyWorld pack, but you do get trees. We do get trees. So let's pop over here to this tree spawner, and we'll just change over these conifers and broadleaf that you get in this pack, and we'll change it and we'll use the trees that we get from the PolyWorld low poly trees, and then we'll spawn them in and see how our world looks. I've clicked play and I'm inside Unity with the skybox, or one of the lovely skyboxes, and I've got the trees, and I've got these stumps and dead trees and rocks from Quantum Theory's PolyWorld pack in here. I don't have any grass and flowers, and you really do notice the difference. It feels strange. Now I've thrown in a couple of cinty ones. If I go around here, you'll see this little cinty bit of grass here. Really helps bring the scene together if you had a load of these little grass tufts and plants and leaves and things. You know, it's a shame. It's a shame that the flowers and the grass are missing from this pack. It would be nice. That's one thing that I've got a little bit of a grumble with. $50 full price on this pack, and you don't get grass and flowers. You get a lot of houses, and you get seven different types of trees, and you get 4 different types of rocks. So you get a nice selection of those, but no plants. It's a shame. It's a very big shame. But I like this. Look at this. I'm walking around. I've got my terrain that I've created, converted from Gaia. I've got his trees that I put in, and it really does feel like they all belong together. I like it. I like it a lot. I can run around. And here is my quickly thrown together. You can see so quickly thrown together that I threw a couple of rocks down, and this one's floating in the air. So literally 2 seconds for me to just chuck this scene together. and I think for 50 bucks I can't really argue. I can't complain. I like it. 25 bucks, it is a steal currently on sale. The ability to just convert your terrains with one click and have that control to be able to set the level of detail that you want on your terrain, including LODs, when I do my LOD level of detail, including LODs, I think it's fantastic. Like to see a bit more control where you come to convert your mesh though for your props and your characters. That's a shame, that's missing, and a few more little assets thrown in would be nice so you can make your scenes. Other than that, I think it's a great asset. It's not 5 stars. I would love to see some more development being done on it. I think that happily I would give this 3.5 out of 5, which I think is a really high score. So I think this is a great asset. I would highly recommend purchasing this asset currently on a 50% off at $25. And hey, even at full price, I can see that this is a buy worth getting if you need to make your low poly worlds. I really enjoyed the water shader that we saw in the other demo, that noise shader that we had, and it was making the water ripply. It worked really well for flat water, but if you wanted to have water moving, like coming down a waterfall, didn't really work that well. So if you do like these videos, you want to see more, click on that big juicy red subscribe button down below. It's free on YouTube. It doesn't cost you a penny to subscribe, and it's your way of saying, hi, I like these videos. So do that. Do kick on a comment, put a comment down below, click like, tell your friends, your neighbours. Also pop over to Twitch because we're coming up to 1,000 followers on Twitch. Again, it's free to click those buttons, doesn't cost you a penny, just takes a second out of your time. So pop over to allthews.twitch.tv/themessycoder, click follow, and I really do appreciate the support. Don't forget I'm also over on Twitter as well, so if you want to find out what I get up to, you want to know when I'm going live, it's always handy to pop over to Twitter and also follow on there to get all the live updates. Right, I'm going to play about with some more low poly assets and see what I can do with this pack. Having a great time. So I'll see you all next time. If you do like it, click it. If you want to see more of my crazy videos, click on the left side of your screen now, and down below there's that big juicy subscribe button, and right next to it is the magic bell that if you click it, it will tell you if I've got a new video coming out. Till next time.